Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome to those of you watching on onespotmedia.com.
The global COVID-19 fear seems to be reigniting as China prepares to ease restrictions in January. Interestingly, the Chinese government's decision comes despite an increase in cases.
Several countries have implemented restrictions on those traveling from China. So, will Jamaica follow? Answers in this report.
Global COVID prevention protocols and awareness are again increasing following new developments in China. Jamaica's health officials are also on alert.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is closely monitoring and gathering data on the COVID-19 situation in China and other parts of the world.
This, as for the first time since closing their borders in 2020 because of the pandemic, China plans to reopen its ports for inbound and outbound travelers. Reports out of China are that quarantine requirements for international arrivals will be eased as of January 8, 2023. They will also remove restrictions on airline capacity and the number of flights into the country. But the global community is suspicious of the decision, as questions have been raised about the number of new cases in China in recent weeks. China reported less than 63,000 new COVID cases since December 1, but international media have challenged the data, considering the lack of transparency and unconfirmed leaked documents indicating that almost 250 million people may have caught COVID in the first 20 days of December. It's why on Wednesday, the United States announced that it is considering implementing COVID restrictions on people traveling from China. The US is not the only country implementing new measures. Japan announced that travelers from China will be tested for COVID upon arrival, and India also announced re-implementing COVID testing for Chinese travelers. While not ruling out similar measures, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says action will be guided by Jamaica's assessment of the situation.
There are some unique circumstances around China based on the preliminary assessment of the technocrats. But again, that assessment will take place and we will provide appropriate levels of advice firstly to the cabinet and then to the country.
There are particular circumstances in China that have led to an increase in their numbers. We are also well aware that changes in climate and the increase in traveling and crowding at this time will cause an uptick in viral illnesses, including COVID-19. We continue to urge Jamaicans to practice the infection prevention and control measures to safeguard against these illnesses by washing their hands frequently, wearing a mask, avoiding crowds, and getting vaccinated.
Jamaica's increased concern comes as some 1.4 million tourists are expected to visit the island over the next few months. While most are expected from North America, visitors are expected from Europe and Asia.